Hello my lovely fellow penny pinchers, it's your Frugalista again with more handy tips to stretch your money further, my favourite topic. So today I would like to bust the common myth that Flybuys don't work. Every time I hear someone in the supermarket when the checkout person says like, oh, do you have Flybuys? And the person in front of me has like a shopping trolley worth $200 and I go like, nah, it doesn't work. I nearly faint because these people are seriously missing out. And because I love the program so much and I'm totally convinced, I am wearing my best Flybuys blue today. And as always, I'd like to mention that I'm not being paid by Flybuys. I'm not getting any items for it, absolutely nothing. It's literally just my own story that I want to share with you because I like to help other people who are on a tight budget to just get the most bang for their buck and a bit of extra, as in this case. So how does Flybuys work? Now, I think most of you would have at least heard of it. So Flybuys is a bonus point reward program, I think that's the best way to say it, between a certain conglomerate of businesses that God knows how in the background they are linked, but so they are Coles, Kmart, Target, Coles Express service station, First Choice Liquor, Liquorland, and a whole lot of other ones which I personally am not actively using really, so they're not on the top of my mind. But if you want to check it out and go on the website and just have a look at flybuys.com.au, I think it is, and look at all their partner businesses and then have a look, because there may well be something there that you go like, oh, I'm already using, oh, hang on, I forgot that. So I had a little bit of a bonus for a couple of years because I just happened to be with AGL for my power, and until very recently I got points credited for every one of my power bills, but that's unfortunately stopped now. So, well, tough luck. I had the benefit for a number of years, so that's good enough for me. And so if you think that these are businesses that you either already use or might not mind using in the future, like for example, if you are a Woolies or a Foodland shopper and you go like, well, I don't really care which supermarket I shop at, I might just as well shop at Coles, then have a look into that. If you are a die-hard Woolies person, well, then it's probably not for you. Then you might want to look into their rewards point program, but I'm not familiar with that, so I can't tell you anything about it. So anyway, Flybuys, back to Flybuys. So if you're not already a member, then go to one of those businesses and just tell them that you would like to sign up for Flybuys. They'll give you usually like one of those little DL size cardboard things with a temporary cardboard card with a barcode and your number, which you can swipe for the very first transaction. So your very first transaction, when you ask for that thing, that purchase already goes on it. And then you have to fill it out and post it, and in due time you'll get back a plastic card with your permanent details and everything. So once you've got that, and also if you have a family, then you might at the same time ideally think about getting several cards all under the one number, mind you, because if everyone has their own, then it takes every person a lot longer to accumulate the points, whereas if they all come under one account, then obviously that goes up a lot quicker. So if you have, let's say, I assume that you're a female person watching me, and then you have a male partner, or a spouse, a partner, and a child, teenager, and then so you may do the grocery shopping, your partner may fill up the cart, the teenager may go and buy some clothes at Kmart, whatever. So everyone can have their own card, but they all come under the one number, they all swipe with every transaction, it all goes into that one account. So they are the regular points, and they add up, but it takes a little while. So where you can really get the most out of Flybuys is when you actually start to work strategically and you pay attention to the bonus points. because once you signed up and you've elected to get your emails, your promotion emails, then you'll get notification with particular promotions. So this fortnight it might be, and there's usually 2 or 3 or 4 on the go, and it might be some food item, some, I don't know, personal care, shampoo or hair dye or toothpaste, and it may be something from the bottle shop, like this month if you buy more than $40 worth of liquor, spirits, then you get, I don't know, 1,000 bonus points. For, as I said, Coles supermarket items, it's usually 250, 300 points, around that sort of like size. And so that obviously gets you forward a lot quicker. So, and in order to do it right with your bonus points, what you want to do is, as soon as you get your notification, you want to think, well, is this actually a product that I would use anyway, or I wouldn't mind buying? Don't get sucked in and buy things just for the sake of it, because there's a couple of bonus points attached, because you'd probably spend money that otherwise you wouldn't spend, and you may not even use the product, and then actually you've not benefited, but you've actually, it's to your disadvantage. So not really very smart. So just be strategic and think, well, this is an item that I would use. This is whether I buy this toothpaste or that toothpaste for that one time, it really doesn't matter. And in my case, because I'm really, really money conscious, so if it's only slightly more expensive, then it's okay. But if it's like double the price, then I'm already thinking about it and I'm like, nah, maybe not. But it depends on your disposable income and how you just want to handle it. But just be aware that you can get sucked in easily. Same thing with, there is quite a few opportunities to collect a lot more bonus items, which would be, for example, with phone plans, with private health insurance, with credit cards. Those offers are in the tens of thousands of points. Again, if you have the disposable income and you have a private health insurance anyway, and to you, you go like, oh yeah, well, this one's just as good as that one, I might as well switch. Good on you. Out of my league. I'm not going into that. I don't do any of those. So I just usually do my regular supermarket and liquor shop and petrol station swipes and everything. Or sometimes they say like this month in Kmart, if you spend over, I don't know, $50, then you get 1,000 bonus points or something like that. So that's usually sort of like my range, but don't let it stop you. There's a lot more out there if you can afford it and you have the time to go into it. So one of the very, very important, absolutely critical aspects is, though, just because those bonus points are on offer, you don't get them automatically. You have to activate them. So when you get your email, you either activate it in the email, ideally straight away, because otherwise you'll forget, or you download the app, and on the app then you've got your offers there. It tells you your offers, and then it tells you what kind of offers there are, and it also tells you, doesn't there, it tells you, well, here's your activated offers, and then you swipe through. And so you activate them, because unless you've got them activated, it's not counting. Don't make that mistake. I've done it once. I'll never do it again. So that's very important. Pay attention to your bonus offers. Have a good think. Is it right for me? If yes, activate it. Activate them all, because then your phone you've got usually with you. So when you're in the shop, then you go like, oh, okay, because I keep forgetting. Oh, right, what's on offer this week, and what are the points with which item and everything? And I just scroll through, and then I go to the shop and whatever I need or I want. Now also when I get home from the shop, what I usually do, and so on the Coles ones and the petrol ones, you usually get 1 point for $1. So in this instance here, that was actually a pretty generous shop for myself, $77. So I'd get 77 points for that. But it does not show in any way your bonus points. So what I do is the end of a shop, I have a look again which item attracted how many points, and I actually mark it on here. And so I wait a couple of days, I collect them, all my dockets, I collect them in like a little sort of tub, and I don't know, every 3 weeks, 4 weeks, whatever, I go through and I reconcile them and I tick them off, because you can also see your transaction activity in here, like here. So you get this activity and you can just tick it all off. And the regular points are usually credited after a couple of days. The bonus points sometimes take longer, so sometimes they can take up to 4 or 6 weeks. So sometimes when I have a docket that has like 300 points for, I don't know, almond milk, and then I tick off, well, I got the immediate points for my shop, I tick that off, but I circle the bonus points that I haven't received yet. And so with the next shop or the next reconciliation, I actually watch for it. And once everything is ticked off, then I just chuck the dockets. But with the app, it's really, really easy to keep track of it. So then obviously you're collecting and accumulating all those points, which is wonderful. And then you, at some stage, have enough that you can redeem them for something. And this is where it gets exciting. And so on the Flybuys page itself, you can look where it says redeem, and you just have a scroll through, and there is all sorts of things, whatever takes your fancy. It could be gym equipment, it could be kitchen stuff, it could be, I once got in the very early days when hands-free for the car was still a thing, so I actually, instead of buying one, I got myself a little gadget that I could have on my sun visor, and it was a hands-free thing, so I didn't have to take my hands off the wheel, which was absolutely nifty at the time. But generally what I like to use my Flybuys points is to travel. And so what I do, because Virgin Airlines and their program, which is called Velocity, that's also linked with Flybuys. So in order to use your points for flights, you have to actually also have a Velocity account, and then you can periodically transfer your points over to the Velocity account. And then once, and you know, I mean, it depends. If you've got a large family and you do big shop every week, and you have enough income to do your private health and use your credit card through the promotion and everything, well, then you'll achieve something a lot quicker than I do. For me, it usually takes a couple of years. But I've had, over the years, I think I've had 5 domestic flights now, on top of a couple of other items that I've redeemed. So I've flown to Western Australia, I've flown to Darwin, I've flown to Cairns from Adelaide, and Gold Coast I've flown. And so this is something that is the best use of those points for me, because I'm on a very, very strict budget. And so for me to get a flight is a big ticket item that it normally takes me quite a while to sort of put money aside for. Plus then you need your spending money, and you this and you that and what have you. Maybe a ticket for an event that you want to go to. So this is where it suits me the most. So occasionally, and I also watch for offers with Velocity. I usually let it sort of build up. And then sometimes they say, well, if you transfer your Velocity points in increments of 1,000 or 2,000 or whatever by date X, then you get another 15% bonus points. So then I set myself a reminder in the phone like 2 days prior, so I can actually maximize my accumulation of points. And then I will, just before the due date, will transfer the maximum amount over, and then get another bonus points there as well. And so that's how I like to use my points. But my point that I'm trying to make is work out whether the companies that are combined under this program, whether they are companies that work for you in terms of spending. If you're someone who says like, well, I don't fuel up at Coles Express, I only use Starmart, or I don't know, then, well, you're missing out on those points. But if you go like, well, I don't care, I can just as well fill up here than like there, then you might want to think about starting taking that up, and in due time you will accumulate enough points to actually, and I consider it as treating myself. So if I get a domestic flight, that's a treat for me, and I couldn't be happier. And the best thing is no handling fee, no nothing. Whatever, you have to go through the Virgin Velocity website, and then you can see how many points you need for certain flights. And if you don't have enough points, you can also combine. You can go like pay and points, and then you spend however many points you have, and then you only pay the balance in money. And so for me, but they are my treats, and I get so excited because it's basically free holidays for me, and there's no handling fee. And yeah, so I'm just really happy. And every time someone says it doesn't work, and I'm like, you just don't know how to do it. So go out there, have a look, see if it works for you. And if it does, and I'm sure it does, start collecting points. And please, to make me happy, if you want to leave me once you have achieved a particular redemption, or your special chef kitchen knives, or your, I don't know, your exercise machine, or your whatever takes your fancy. But whenever you have reached the stage that you can redeem your points for something that you consider a treat, please put it in the comments below and share it with everyone, so more and more people can see that this actually does work. And you'd be silly not to hop on board. It's free, it's completely free. And if you're using it correctly to not, get sucked in with overspending, then hey, the world's your oyster. And absolutely, so please treat yourself. Let me know, and everybody else, what you're doing with it. And then if you could possibly also give me a like, that would be fantastic. So happy fly buying. Bye.